give me questions about Islam. This is why I'm here. I'm not here to talk about myself. Who I am is
Okay.
not important. I'm not here
Yes.
to, to praise myself. I'm nobody. So whatever questions you have, just let me know.
Okay. Thank you. First of all, thank you for our brother Christian Prince. This is our first time the Indonesian people meeting with you, and we have like 30 questions to ask you, but I just choose 5 questions among all of those questions. Can we get to the first question, brother?
Go ahead.
Thank you. The first question from the audience is Jesus Christ in the Bible the same as Isa in the Quran? And how do we as apologists explain to Muslim about this character, Isa, as we find out that Isa is the nephew of Moses and Aaron and lived in the time of Moses? What do you think?
Well, the first of all, we need to ask ourselves, is the ethic of Islam fit with the ethic of Jesus? As we know, that Islam is a very low religion with ethic. It almost have zero ethic. And even when they speak about righteousness for them have different meaning. If you would like to translate, and I will wait for you to finish.
Oke, jadi pertama-tama, apakah Yesus Kristus yang ada di dalam Alkitab itu sama dengan tokoh Isa nggak yang ada di dalam Quran? Lalu bagaimana kita menjelaskan kepada Muslim tentang karakter ini? Tolong di-mute, brother. Oke. Bahwa Isa ini adalah keponakan Musa dan Harun dan dia hidup pada zaman Musa. Lalu Kristen Prince bilang bahwa ada banyak orang nggak bisa menerima kebenaran ini ya. Jadi mereka tidak tahu tentang tokoh yang satu ini, yang sama ini. Go on, brother.
As we remember, the Bible speak about the Ten Commandments, and as an example, Muhammad, he broke them all, and the Muslim, they break every single one of them. So when when the Bible speak about not to fornicate, Muhammad, he legalized fornication. Even he make it as a destiny to sin and to fornicate, which means if a Muslim he did fornication, he is not actually committing sin. In fact, it is a destiny. So Muhammad, he says that Allah, he made a portion, like the portion of how much a person he will sin and how much he is going to fornicate and how much he will kill. So it's not a choice to do. But in Christianity and by the teaching of Christ, all of those are personal choice. People, they commit them and they do them because simply they choose to be fornicators, not because God forced them to be fornicators.
Ya, jadi di dalam Alkitab kita, Musa itu diberikan 10 hukum Taurat, ya. Tetapi Muslim itu melanggar 10-10-nya, termasuk dalam hal soal perzinahan. Jadi di dalam Islam, perzinahan itu merupakan sesuatu yang dipaksakan. Jadi mereka memang harus melakukan itu, sudah bagian, ada porsi bagi Muslim untuk melakukan perzinahan. Tetapi bagi kita, orang-orang Kristen, bahwa perzinahan itu bukanlah sesuatu yang dipaksakan, melainkan satu pilihan.
As an example, in Matthew chapter 5, the Lord, he spoke about, you've been told before that you should not commit adultery. But I tell you, anyone who look at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery. And then we find that Muhammad, he was sitting inside in front of his house, and then when a woman she walked by, he was obviously staring at her in a very sexual way, and he went to his wife and he forced her into sexual intercourse, which is opposite of teaching of Jesus. And this is what Muhammad is asking the Muslim to do. Like, they can look, they can kiss, they can play around, and even when you do it, it is just destiny. At the same time, every single point of ethic, Islam break it. The righteousness of a Muslim is somebody is lying to his wife and the wife lying to her husband. As Muhammad, he said, a man, he can lie to his wife, the wife, she can lie to her husband. While Jesus, he even forbid us from taking an oath, even if we are truthful. Either you say yea, yea, or nay, nay. Go ahead.
Jadi kalau di dalam kitab kita ya, misalnya Matius 5 dikatakan kamu melakukan perzinahan itu bukan ketika kamu sudah melakukannya, tapi kamu memandang wanita dan mengingininya saja kamu sudah melakukan perzinahan. Tapi Muhammad melanggar ini, bahkan ketika dia melihat wanita, ya, dia tertarik dengan wanita, dia memaksa istrinya untuk berhubungan seksual dengan Muhammad ini. Ya, jadi ini sudah melanggar semua apa yang diajarkan oleh Kristus. Ya. Dan juga ada banyak hal lain lagi yang dilanggar oleh Muhammad sehingga adultery atau perzinahan itu merupakan porsi sesuatu yang harus dilakukan oleh teman-teman muslim, teman-teman.
All right. You know, Muhammad even he described women as the devil, but Jesus in the Bible he described that he made the women equal to the church. So he said that the man he will leave his parents and he will be with his women, and he will sacrifice himself to his women, the same as a Christ he sacrificed himself to the church. So here we see that Muhammad, while Muhammad describing women as a devil, Jesus was describing the women to be the same as a church, where Jesus he gave himself to the church. So we have a different level of you know, maybe sometime we use the same word. So they say God, we say God. They say holy, we say holy. They say righteousness, we say righteousness. But the meaning is totally the opposite. And Islam obviously have zero righteousness. It's very pure evil.
Ya, jadi di dalam pandangan Alkitab ya, kita bahkan tidak boleh bersumpah palsu ya, tetapi Muhammad telah melakukan hal ini, bahkan dia boleh bersumpah palsu kepada istri-istrinya. Dan jadi mungkin ada kata-kata yang sama baik di dalam Alkitab maupun di dalam Quran, tetapi artinya berbeda. Misalnya tentang kita mengatakan kebenaran di dalam Alkitab, mereka juga berkata kebenaran, tetapi ini mempunyai arti yang berbeda. Ketika kita menyebut Allah di dalam Alkitab, juga Allah di dalam Quran, itu mempunyai arti yang sama sekali berbeda. So do you think Isa in the Quran?
Going back to Isa, hold on. Going back to Isa, first of all, we as an Arab, we never heard of Isa before. Me as an Arab Christian, I never heard of the word Isa before, except from the Muhammadan. In Arabic, we call him Yeshua, which is coming from the Hebrew Yeshua. But Isa, we have no idea who is this Isa. So Muhammad, he's a foolish man as usual. He mixed up between Maryam, the sister of Aaron, which is the sister of Moses in the Old Testament, and most likely he heard from the Jews that Maryam, she have a son, his name is Esau, so he thought this is the nephew of Moses and this is Jesus. But Maryam, in the Old Testament, she have no husband, she never get married, and obviously Muhammad is being again a fool. So obviously the name is different. Isa, we do not know who's Isa. And the Quran say even that Isa, his grandfather, his name is Umran, which means the father of Mary is Umran, which is absolutely false. So Isa in the Quran have nothing to do with Jesus as a conclusion.
Oh, suaranya echo.
We have an echo.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Translate, go ahead.
Jadi CP mengatakan bahwa sebagai seorang Kristen Arab, dia tidak pernah mendengar tentang Isa ya. Dia mengatakan namanya adalah Yeshua. Jadi dia nggak pernah tahu tentang siapa itu Isa. Jadi ini totally berbeda ya, orang yang berbeda. Tolong di-mute dulu ya. Oke. Jadi di dalam Quran ya, Isa ini kemungkinan kan anaknya si Maryam yang adalah saudara perempuan Harun, anak perempuan daripada Imran. Dan ini berbeda sekali dengan Maryam yang ada di dalam Alkitab. Jadi tidak sama. Kemungkinan besar Muhammad mendengar ini dari orang-orang Yahudi. Dia dengar cerita bahwa Maryam ini punya anak namanya Esau. Dan Esau inilah yang dia sangka sebagai Isa atau Yesus. Okay, is that all, brother?
In chapter 3, verse number 35, and I'm showing the Quran in the Indonesian language, it's speaking about that the wife of Imran, which is supposedly the mother of Mary, is speaking about the coming baby, you know, which is Mary. And here you notice that Muhammad is messed up. He thinks that Imran, which is the father of Moses, is really the father of grandfather of Jesus. So Muhammad obviously is a false man. He do not even know a simple thing about Christianity, and he don't even know a simple thing about his religion. So Muhammad always, when he say things, even he contradict himself in his own belief, not only in our belief.
Ya, jadi di dalam Quran surah 3 ya, Al-Imran. Bahkan Maryam ini keliru ya, bukanlah Maryam daripada Ibu Yesus.
The echo is coming back.
Yeah. Why is there an echo?
Tell the one they are joining the group in Skype to mute YouTube. Very simple. If they want to
Yeah,
hear the voice, they have to decide. Either they hear the sound from Skype or they hear the sound from YouTube. Both will not work. And let them mute their microphone in Skype specifically. Everybody in Skype, mute your microphone except you.
Oke, semua yang ada di Skype itu jangan buka mic ya, di mute semua dan dengerin pilih dari YouTube apa dari Skype suaranya ya, nggak bisa dua-duanya. Okay. So in chapter 3 verse
35, speaking about the mother of Mary.
Bicara tentang ibunya daripada Maryam, yaitu istrinya Imran.
And verse number 36, she called her Maryam.
Ya, dan 36 brother. Surah what?
The same chapter 35, 36. And 35 is speaking about the mother of Mary. And then 36, it says that she called her Maryam.
Oke, jadi di surah yang sama, surah 3, ayat 35 dan 36, dikatakan di situ ibunya Maryam ya, istrinya Imran. Dan ini bukanlah Maryam yang sama dengan Maryam ibu Yesus yang ada di dalam Alkitab kita. Bahkan Muhammad itu kadang-kadang berkontradiksi dengan ajarannya sendiri di dalam Quran.
And in fact, if you ask the Muslims what the word Mary mean, they don't know as usual because Muhammad is a thief. If we ask the Muslims what Isa mean, they do not know. What Imran mean, they do not know. Who is Imran? We don't know. I mean, suddenly this name appear in the Quran. Who is Aaron? You know, they say he is a brother of Moses, but who is Aaron? They don't know. You know, okay, who is the father of Moses? And the Quran doesn't say anything. You find that in Islamic books. It says Imran. So Islamic religion is a messed up. It's not a religion. It's a mix. Muhammad, he lived between the Jews and the Christians, so he learned some stuff from them, and he put it with his pagan cult, moon god religion, and he mixed all those together, and he came with a religion. It's called Islam.
Ya, jadi Muhammad sendiri, kalau kita tanya ke Muslim ya, apa arti nama Isa mereka nggak tahu, apa arti nama Maria mereka nggak tahu, ya seperti biasa. Jadi mereka ini, Muhammad ini mengambil dari ajaran-ajaran, kemudian dicampur sehingga dia sendiri tidak tahu, gitu ya, ajaran yang mana, kemudian menjadi satu dimasukkan ke dalam ajaran Islam. Suaranya echo. Hendri suaranya echo, oke.
Done?
Yeah, well, they cannot hear you in Zoom if we don't share our sound. Suaranya echo, Pak Hendri sama Bu Yulia, tolong ditutup dulu ya, di mute. Okay, go on, brother.
Yeah, so it's wrong for any Christian to use the word Isa or to use the word Allah, for Allah is not our God, and Isa have nothing to do with the Messiah. So if you are praying and you use the word Isa, you are being a foolish person, and you are not obeying God, and you are not praying to Jesus. You are praying to the wrong person. So we warn people not to use the word Allah and not to use the word Isa, and all the names in the Quran have nothing to do with us. Even some of them, they are stolen, like Maryam from the Bible, but still this Maryam is someone we do not know, because as you see, she is a daughter of someone, his name is Imran, and she is the sister of Moses. Who is Moses? They don't know. Who is Imran? They do not know. Who is this Mary? They do not know. So Islam religion is just a theft. Muhammad, he have nothing. He have no information. He have no religion. He is just a thief.
Ya, jadi kita nggak kenal siapa itu Isa ya. Ini merupakan tokoh karakter yang berbeda, yang merupakan keponakan dari Musa dan Harun. Jadi Muhammad ini keliru ya, menyatakan bahwa Maryam yang saudara perempuan Harun dan Musa ini merupakan Maryam yang adalah ibu Yesus. Jadi Muhammad ini seorang pencuri ya, dia mencuri cerita-cerita tapi nggak tahu dengan pasti. Sehingga dia itu mencampurkan cerita-cerita ini, membumbuinya menjadi satu agama yang bernama Islam ya. Dan ini ada di dalam surah-surah yang ada di dalam Quran. So we have to make really different character about Isa and Jesus is not the same,
They are
right?
absolutely
When
the
we
same.
explain
There's no,
this.
you
Okay.
see, first of all, according to Muslims, this Isa is a Muslim. That is an insult to us. Because when you are a Muslim,
Mm,
it's mean you have sex with the children, you hate people,
mm,
you love to do violence, you love to rape, it's okay to lie, it's okay to lie to your wife, it's okay to take even false oath in the name of your God, it's
mm.
okay to steal as long as you are stealing from non-Muslims. All those things is against Christianity. For me as a Christian, I'm not allowed to steal from a Muslim. Doesn't matter if he's a Muslim or a Hindu or a Buddhist. Stealing is forbidden. I'm not allowed to take the woman because she is from different religion. Muslims are allowed. So the Isa they have, if he is a Muslim, he must be disgusting person then. So how in the world that will become Jesus? So anyone who used the word Isa is committing a great sin, same as using the word Allah. Like Arab Christians, because they are under the influence and under the occupation of ISIS for 1400 years ago until now, they are forced to use the word Allah. But this is absolutely false use, for Allah never mentioned in our Bible and have nothing to do with us. And if somebody says, if a Muslim they change the name of their God and they call him, let us say, Yahweh or Elohim, still he is not our God. Our God has a son, their God has no son. Our God has a spirit,
Mm.
their God has no spirit. Our God, he ordered the Ten Commandments and ethic, their God have zero ethic. Even their God, he was telling Muhammad, why you are telling a wife of your son, why you are telling him to keep his wife when Allah gave her to you? So he encouraged him to do fornication with married women.
Ya, jadi tidak sama dan kita harus mengatakan bahwa berbeda ya.
Again, the echo. You have somebody is not listening. You need to drop those people who they are not listening in your call in Skype. They are
Ya,
keeping and
siapa ini
muting their
yang
Skype.
ya tolong di mute ya, jangan share sound ya, echo suaranya. Oke. Ya, jadi tokoh Isa dan Yesus ini nggak sama ya dengan di dalam Quran dengan di dalam Alkitab, dan Allah mereka itu tidaklah mempunyai roh ya, tetapi Allah di dalam Alkitab kita mempunyai roh ya, dan itu merupakan Allah yang berbeda ya. Allah yang berbeda dan tidak sama, sehingga kita harus terus mengatakan bahwa Isa di dalam Quran tidaklah sama dengan Yesus Kristus dalam Alkitab. Untuk berbicara Isa dengan Allah di dalam Quran itu tidak sama ya dengan Allah yang kita sembah, dan juga Isa itu bukanlah adalah satu penghinaan kalau kita bicara Yesus adalah Isa, karena Alkitab jelas mengatakan Allah itu mempunyai anak, yaitu Yesus Kristus ya. Tapi Allah di dalam Quran tidak mempunyai anak ya. Kemudian di dalam Alkitab Tuhan juga memberikan 10 perintah kepada Musa, tetapi di dalam Quran tidak ada perintah hukum Taurat ini ya. Okay, let's go to second question.
Right.
They ask you if Allah as Subhanahu wa Taala is just a creation of the imagination of Muhammad, or Muhammad stole it from a myth. And as we read in Sirah Nabawiyah, it says like Abdul Muttalib prayed to Hubal, which he called Allah.
Again, we have an echo.
Tolong jangan dibuka ya, teman-teman, mute-nya. Ada echo, okay.
We just mentioned that there is it's not just a name. Let us say the Muslim, they change the name of their God. They don't call him Allah no more. They call him even Yeshua, the Messiah. Still, their God is not our God. The differences between us and them is not about a name. It is about the value and about the teaching. But the name is something additional. First of all, Allah is not the name of the God of the Muslims. The word Allah is two words, A-L and Lah. Lah is the moon god. The word A-L, Al, is the word mean God. In Arabic today, we use it as a word Tha, which means like you put a word Tha before a word, like the house, the tree. So Allah is not the name. Many people think that Allah is the name of the God of Muhammad. In fact, it is not. It is just two words merged together, Allah, which means God Lah. So their God, we do not need to prove that he is the moon god. It says that in Arabic, Allah. This is why If you go to Al-Fatiha, chapter number 1, and verse number 1 and 2, you will see there's two words, but both of them supposedly is Allah, but they don't look the same. So the first one is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, where it says, in the name of Allah, the first one, in the name of Allah. And here you will find that here there's an alif. This is Allah, but here we don't find that. Why? It's taken off because simply it's not part of the name. So Allah is not a name. La is the name. You cannot take a letter from the name unless it is additional letter. Go ahead, translate.
Ya, jadi tidak sama ya. Kalau di dalam Quran itu nama dewa mereka adalah Lah. Jadi ya Lah itu nama dewanya dan Al itu adalah definite artikel atau kata sandangnya. Jadi Allah yang mereka sembah itu adalah Lah dan bukan merupakan Allah yang sama yang kita sembah. I think I hear double, brother. I heard myself double. Okay. Good. Nah, jadi sekarang teman-teman, ya, kalau kita mengamati kata-kata lah ini bukan hanya perbedaan, bukan hanya kesamaan nama ya. Misalnya mereka menyembah Allah, kita juga ada Allah di dalam Alkitab, tapi ini merupakan karakter yang berbeda, ya, sehingga kita tidak bisa menyamakan dua karakter ini. Jadi kalau itu sebuah nama Allah, maka itu tidak bisa dipisah ya. Bismillah gitu nggak bisa ya. Jadi karena ada kalau kata ini adalah nama diri Allah, maka Allah itu nggak bisa dipisah ya. So do you think it's a Hubal God that they're referring to Allah in pra-Islamic?
There is no need to go to Hubal. Allah himself is a moon god, and that to prove that Islam is a pagan religion. There is many gods around Allah, and you know, when the Muslim they say the word mushrikeen does not mean that those people, the pagan, don't worship Allah. No, in fact they worship Allah as Al, which means a god lah, and beside him they worship other gods. So I don't want to look for the name, say he is Hubal or other god. La himself is enough to prove that Muhammad is a pagan god. You know, all of us, we knew that the Muslim, they kiss a black stone, and this black stone exists before Islam. It's not something new. And the Muslim, they claim it's coming from Allah in heaven. But it's the very funny, very stupid statement. As long Allah will not establish a house without a stone, well, that's mean every house in the world should have a stone from Allah. And then we find that the Kaaba is placed in the wrong location. This is why always we see a flood in the place of the Kaaba. So I don't want to change to say I call him Hubal. Stay with the Lah. He is the moon god, and the moon god is what the Muslims they say to us by their own mouth. For his name is two words, Al-Lah. In the same time, you will find that everything in Islam is based on the moon. When we say the moon god, it doesn't mean that the Muslims worship the moon or a god, his name is moon. No, the moon god, there's two gods. One is in charge of the moon and one in charge of the sun, and there was a competition between them. And Muhammad and the Arab, they choose the moon god, for he is the one in charge of the moon, because it was a nice god who always make their night nice, easy, not hot, it doesn't kill them, while the sun god is the god who kill their vegetables, take their water, kill their animals, and make their life miserable. So the Arab, they chose the moon god, La, because they are living in the desert. At the same time, those who live in Europe, they worship the sun god. Why? Because Europe is cold. So those who live in the desert, they like Allah. Those who live in the cold area, they like the other god, the sun god. Go ahead.
Ya, jadi lah ini menurut CP adalah dewa bulan ya. Jadi orang-orang Arab pada waktu itu menyembah dewa bulan, dan orang-orang pagan Quraisy itu bukan tidak kenal Allah. Mereka menyembah Allah, tapi mereka juga menyembah dewa-dewa lainnya, ya, dewa-dewa berhala lainnya. Sehingga mereka itu melakukan penyembahan berhala bersama dengan dewa lah ini. Nah, kenapa dewa bulan? Karena pada waktu itu di padang Arab itu karena sangat panas, sangat tandus, mereka suka dengan bulan ini ya. Bukan berarti mereka tuh menyembah dewa bernama bulan ya, atau menyembah dewa bulan, tetapi yang menguasai ya, yang berotoritas atas bulan itu yang mereka sembah, roh yang menguasai bulan itu. Nah, karena pada waktu itu di Arab itu merupakan tanah yang kering, jadi mereka suka bulan ya, karena sejuk gitu. Tapi kalau di Eropa, di negara-negara Eropa, karena mereka itu dingin, mereka suka menyembah kepada dewa matahari ya, karena memberikan kehangatan seperti itu. Okay, is that all, brother?
If you look in the screen in YouTube, you can see that the Kaaba always was flooded by little rain, and that will bring all the sewage into the Kaaba. And that's what's happening for since the start of Islam until now. And if Allah is the one who chose the location for his house, that means Allah is a very bad engineer. You don't put your house in an area all the people will come to it. So the legions, Muslims are people who believe in fictions, not in facts. Because if I am a person praying to Allah and Allah, he told me to build a house in that location, I need to ask myself, why this Kaaba is placed in the wrong location? And can't Allah order the ground even to go up so the Kaaba will not be flooded by poo-poo? So everything in Islam is a pagan. Those are the Arab. Long time before, there was 26 Kaaba, and this Kaaba is one of them.
Kaaba.
Go ahead, translate, and we will continue.
Oke, jadi Ka'bah ini dibangun di daerah lembah ya, di daerah dataran lembah. Jadi itu selalu tergenang banjir, teman-teman. Jadi kalau Anda lihat di YouTube di situ di Ka'bah itu selalu tergenang banjir. Nah, kalau Allah ini yang memilih lokasinya, ini Allah ini sangat-sangat teknik insinyur yang sangat-sangat jelek ya. Karena dia memilih lokasi yang nggak tepat, tempat di mana rumahnya itu selalu tergenang banjir. Oke, I got an echo. Ya, jadi rumahnya Allah yang di Ka'bah sekarang yang ada di Mekah itu tergenang banjir selalu, teman-teman ya. Jadi ini kalau Tuhan sendiri yang memilih tempat ini, maka Tuhan ini seorang engineer yang sangat buruk ya. Dan selalu tergenang oleh selokan ya. Jadi kotoran-kotoran dari selokannya itu naik sehingga mengenangi Ka'bah. Kalau itu bisa Anda lihat di YouTube ya. Okay. Can we get into the third question?
Let us, we did not finish yet.
Okay.
So the pagan god of Islam is a collection of gods, not only one. Because you see, the Muslim, they believe in Tawheed. What Tawheed mean? The Muslim, they used to have many pagan gods, and Muhammad, he decided to unite them. All of us, we hear Muslim always say, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Wu in Arabic mean and. So who is Akbar? Akbar is the sun god. If you go in the Quran, you will find the story of Abraham, that Abraham, when he saw the sun, he said, this is Akbar. He said, هذا ربي, هذا أكبر.
Okay, let me translate it. Jadi di semenanjung Arab itu ada 26 Ka'bah, dan Ka'bah yang ada di Mekah ini cuma salah satunya aja ya, teman-teman, yang selalu tergenang banjir. Nah, sekarang kalau kita lihat, Muslim itu selalu mengatakan Allahu Akbar ya. Hu dalam bahasa Arab berarti juga dan. Jadi Allah dan Akbar. Nah, Akbar ini adalah dewa matahari. Nah, kalau kita lihat di dalam Quran, what chapter?
Chapter 6, verse number 78.
Jadi surah ke-6, ayat 78. Jadi Abraham itu melihat matahari nih, teman-teman.
In the translation, possible, I don't understand the Indonesian, but maybe they translate the word Akbar as a greater. Is that correct?
Yeah, greater.
That's false, because Akbar have nothing to do with the greater. Yeah, Akbar in Arabic, it can be used for age, like I can say, like I want to say I'm older than you. Akbar can be for value, this is true. But here we are comparing about solid object, the sun, the moon, and stars. So what value? There's no value except the size. So when Abraham, he saw the sun, he said, this is Akbar, and he was quoting what the people call the sun god name, Akbar. You will notice that he did not say Akbar for when he worshipped the moon. You see here in verse number 77, Abraham, when he saw the moon coming, he said, "This is my Lord," but he did not use the word Akbar. When he saw a planet, he said, "This is my God," but he did not use the word Akbar. But when he saw the sun, he said, "This is Akbar." So Muhammad was doing Tawheed, which means unification between two gods, the moon god and the sun god, and he want to make them one God, that is Allah.
Ya, jadi kata akbar di surah di ayat 78 ini kalau diterjemahkan ini Tuhanku lebih besar, ya sebenarnya tidak. Tapi akbar ini merupakan nama daripada dewa matahari, karena ini membandingkan antara suatu benda yang padat, ya. Jadi bintang, matahari, bulan itu dibandingkan di sini. Ketika dia melihat planet, dia tidak mengatakan ini lebih besar, ini Tuhanku. Ketika dia melihat bintang, dia tidak mengatakan ini Tuhanku, ini lebih besar. Tapi ketika Abraham itu melihat matahari, dia berkata inilah Tuhanku, ini akbar. Jadi akbar di sini, so akbar is a name, right, brother? It's not like the word greater, but it's a name of the sun god.
Yeah, this is why he said, "This is Akbar." He didn't say, like in Arabic, it's so clear. He says, "Hada Akbar." He didn't say, because in Arabic, when you say Akbar, you have to add something between them. As an example, if I want to mean size,
comparing to
if I want to mean size, it's mean I'm comparing. So I have to say this Akbar from this, which means if I have two apples, I will say this apple Akbar from this apple. So I have to mention two apples. Here you will see he is not mentioning that. He says this is Akbar. This is Akbar. The Muslim translation, when they say this is great, this is a false translation. Akbar, because even when the Muslim they say Allah Akbar, you ask them what does that mean? They say Allah is a great. No, Akbar is not the word. Even if we use it as a great, it cannot be great. You have to say greater, not great. Akbar is the same as big, bigger. You know what I mean? It's not like you say, if you want to say great, the word azim. Azim is great. Akbar is about bigger. So if I want to use the word Akbar, then I have to use it comparing to something else from the same kind. I cannot say this apple is smaller than the elephant, because elephant is not an apple. That is silly. So I can compare between two apples, or between two cats, or between two dogs. But here you will see he did not add any description after. He said this is Akbar, which means he used it as a name.
Oke, jadi di sini kata akbar ini digunakan sebagai nama. Karena kalau akbar itu lebih besar, berarti harus membandingkan dua objek atau dua benda. Misalnya, ini apel lebih besar daripada lebih besar daripada apel yang ini. Jadi harus ada perbandingan kalau ini digunakan kata lebih besar. Jadi sekalipun kata akbar itu bisa digunakan untuk sesuatu yang membandingkan, tapi khusus dalam ayat 78 ini, teman-teman, dia diberikan kepada nama, ya. Jadi dewa matahari di sini yang namanya akbar. Jadi kalau kita tanya Muslim, misalnya Allahu Akbar, mereka akan mengatakan Allah lebih besar, ya, atau Allah yang terbesar. Sebenarnya enggak. Kata yang terbesar itu ada bahasa Arabnya sendiri, ya, ada bahasa Arabnya. Azim, right, brother? Azim, right? It means the biggest.
Yeah.
So, akbar.
Yeah, it's like like you choose one over other one, so it's bigger by size. The same as in English we say bigger,
Bigger,
the biggest. Yeah.
Ya,
Yeah.
jadi
So,
ada yang
but
besar,
this is bigger.
Ya, dia lebih besar, ya.
Yeah. But in here it's not a bigger. Here it's a name.
Ya, jadi di ayat itu adalah nama daripada dewa matahari yang bernama Akbar, ya, kan membandingkan dua objek.
And then Muhammad, because he is ignorant, he did not speak Aramaic, but he heard that he heard the word Hanif. All of us, we know the Muslim, they use the word Hanif. They say Abraham, he's a Hanif. He was a Hanif.
Yeah.
Hanif mean pagan. Hanif in Aramaic, mean pagan. Yeah. So Muhammad is a foolish. So he is saying, he is saying Abraham, he become pagan. He converted to paganism.
Yeah. Oke, jadi karena Muhammad itu sekali lagi dia tidak berbahasa Aramaik, jadi dia tidak tahu bahwa dalam bahasa Aramaik arti kata Hanif itu artinya penyembah berhala. Jadi ketika dikatakan Abraham itu adalah seorang yang hanif, artinya dia tuh sudah menjadi seorang penyembah berhala, teman-teman. Ya.
Yeah. So everything Muhammad he came with is very weird because this guy he do not know. Actually, if we ask Muslims who is Abraham, they don't know. Who is Abraham? Who is this guy Abraham? They don't know. Okay, where he was? They don't know. Okay, where we can find where he was? They don't know. So Muhammad is a thief. He learned some stories from the Jews and he inserted those names in his book. And because of that, there's like, you know, when you steal something and I ask you where you get this
Yeah,
from, where
you
you
don't know
got
what
it
it
from,
means. Yeah,
you do
yeah,
not know.
yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's true. Ya, jadi karena Muhammad ini kan mencuri ya teman-teman ya, mencuri cerita kita dengar-dengar dari cerita orang Yahudi. Sehingga kalau ditanya, mereka nggak tahu Abraham artinya apa. Coba Anda tanya ke Muslim, arti nama Abraham apa? Mereka nggak ada yang tahu. Kenapa? Karena mereka itu pencuri, teman-teman. Kalau Anda mencuri sesuatu, kemudian Anda ditanya asal-usulnya, originnya, maka dia nggak bisa jelaskan karena dia tuh cuma pencuri, ya, karena itu bukan miliknya dia. Okay, I get it. So, can we go to the third question?
Sure.
Yeah, who made Muhammad a prophet? Is that Khadijah and Waraka? And who met in the cave of Hira? Is it a jinn or an angel? And is the Muslim worship Muhammad as
Let's
God?
take one by one. First one.
Yeah.
Who make Muhammad a prophet? You know, there is a joke about a person. He was watching the fight between a gladiator and a big lion. And you know, this is in the Roman time, and the crowd was going so crazy, and he was in the balcony in the edge because the crowd so much going crazy and busy. They pushed him and he fall in the top of the lion. So the crowd, they start screaming how amazing this hero is, how wonderful. Now the other guy, he killed the lion, but now everybody saw that this guy, he jumped in the top of the lion. And this is exactly what happened to Muhammad. Muhammad, he came in a time where everybody claiming to be prophet. There's many, even there's women, they claim to be prophet. There's a guy, his name is Musaylama, and there's many.
Oh.
So Muhammad,
Yeah.
he just joined the market by accident because Waraqah ibn Nawfal, he wanted him because Waraqah is his real father. So Muhammad, he was preparing himself, or Waraqah was preparing himself to have somebody to inherit the business from him. You can translate.
Ya, jadi siapa sih yang membuat Muhammad ini mengangkat Muhammad menjadi nabi? Nah, tadi CP memberikan satu ilustrasi ya, bahwa pada zaman Romawi pada waktu itu kalau ada seorang gladiator, kemudian dia itu lagi berantem gitu ya, lagi mau bergumul dengan seekor singa gitu ya. Ternyata ada seorang ini yang melompat di atas singa itu. Jadi semua orang itu bersorak-sorai karena dia itu melompat di atas singa itu. Ya, padahal orang lain itu saya terganggu. Oke, jadi I repeat once again, brother. Jadi pada waktu itu, teman-teman, ada banyak orang itu yang mengaku nabi pada zaman Muhammad, ya, termasuk salah satunya adalah Musailama. Jadi Musailama ini mengaku nabi dan Muhammad itu dipersiapkan untuk masuk ke pasar nabi ini. Jadi ada banyak orang mengaku nabi pada waktu itu dan Waraqah bin Nawfal itu juga kemungkinannya adalah ayah daripada Muhammad, ayah kandung daripada Muhammad, itu mempersiapkan Muhammad untuk masuk dan menjadi nabi pada waktu itu. So do you think the Waraqah bin Nawfal is the father of Muhammad because like he was born 4 years after his father's death?
Yeah, and you will notice that when Waraqah he died, as we see in Sahih al-Bukhari, and I have the hadith in the screen, hadith number 6982, Kitab al-Ta'bir, you will see that Muhammad, when Waraqah he died, he tried to commit suicide many times because the inspiration of Allah is stop. And here we need to ask ourselves, why the Quran stopped coming if Waraqah died? Because simply Waraqah was writing a book which is the Quran. Even in the same hadith it says that Waraqah, he was, it says here, and they explain who is Waraqah. He says in the pre-Islamic area period, he became a Christian, which is not true. He became a Nasara, and he used to write the Arabic writing, and he used to write of the gospel in Arabic as much Allah wished him to write. And this is the Quran.
Oh, okay. So part of the Quran, Muhammad took it from Waraqah bin Nawfal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jadi pada siapa sih Waraqah bin Nawfal? Dikatakan pada zaman pra-Islam, ya dia itu convert atau masuk menjadi seorang Kristen, tapi nggak benar ya. Dia itu sebenarnya seorang Nasara ya atau Nasrani ya, yang dikatakan bidat Kristen ya. Kemudian Waraqah bin Nawfal ini dia biasa menulis dalam bahasa Arab, jadi dia menerjemahkan Injil dan juga Torah di dalam bahasa Arab, teman-teman. Dan inilah yang nantinya menjadi Quran. Jadi Muhammad ini mengambil Qurannya dari tulisan Waraqah bin Nawfal. Dan bahkan ketika Waraqah bin Nawfal itu mati, wahyu itu berhenti. Dan bahkan Muhammad itu pengen bunuh diri karena wahyu berhenti ketika Waraqah bin Nawfal mati. So the prophet is really Waraqah, actually.
Waraqah is not a prophet. Waraqah is a fraud, like the rest of them. But Muhammad, he was prepared by Waraqah. But there's a competition. So Muhammad, let us say, he was learning from his real father, some. And this guy is not a Christian, have nothing to do with a Christian. You see the Quran, this is another thing. When the Quran say the word Christian never appear in the Quran. The same as the word Jesus never appear in the Quran. The Muslim, they believe in something called Nasara. Nasara are not Christians, have nothing to do with Christianity. So this guy, he is not a Christian, and Muhammad, he took some from him. But as you see, when he died, now Muhammad, he started making his Quran. In the beginning, he don't know what to do. He tried to commit suicide, as the hadith says. But after that, he started making his Quran. This is why you see some of the Quran, the Arabic is good, and the rest of the Quran is horrible. So from the time Waraqah he died, the Quran is extremely stupid.
No. Okay. The grammatical Arabic in the Quran is like,
yeah, you can tell, like, if I write now a letter in English, I will make 100 mistake because English is not my first language. But if Shakespeare he write a letter, you can tell this is not Christian Prince, right?
Right.
So this is how big the difference is. So the Arabic of the Quran after Waraqah is horrible.
Okay. Jadi setelah Waraqah bin Nawfal ini mati, teman-teman, wahyu kan berhenti ya. Dan kalau kita melihat Quran, teman-teman, ya tata bahasa Arabnya setelah dari Waraqah bin Nawfal ini kacau balau. Jadi Quran itu ada beberapa tata bahasanya itu yang kacau dan keliru ya dalam tata bahasa Arab. Karena apa? Karena ini bukan bahasa aslinya gitu ya. Jadi tadi CP mengatakan kalau misalnya dia menulis salah satu buku dalam bahasa Inggris, tentu saja dia harus ada editingnya. Kalau enggak, maka tata bahasanya kacau karena ini Inggris bukanlah merupakan bahasa pertamanya dia gitu ya. Jadi ini menunjukkan bahwa Quran ini merupakan kumpulan atau susunan dari banyak pihak ya, termasuk Waraqah bin Nawfal yang menulis Quran untuk Muhammad.
So Muhammad, when he got rich after he married Khadija, and all of us, we knew that Arab people don't like to marry a woman she is older than them. No way they would do that. But Muhammad, because she is very rich and he is very poor, and he is a guy who is an opportunity person, like many movies we see in TV, somebody going after someone, she is way older than him, like he is in his 20, she is in her 50, and he told her he love her, he's crazy about her, and he married her because of the money. That's what Muhammad did. So after Muhammad became rich and became the husband of the businesswoman Khadija, now Muhammad, he have a position in the society, and that prepare him for the second stage.
Ya, jadi seperti yang Anda tahu bahwa orang-orang Arab ini sangat tidak suka ya kalau dia menikahi wanita yang lebih tua daripada dirinya. Ya, biasa mereka menikah dengan wanita yang lebih muda. Dan kenapa Muhammad mau? Karena dia melihat Khadijah ini kan orang kaya. Jadi dia itu mengambil kesempatan ini untuk supaya dia punya posisi yang cukup bagus ya di dalam kehidupan kemasyarakatan bangsa Arab pada waktu itu. Setelah itu dia bisa masuk ke dalam bisnis kenabian ini, teman-teman. Seperti itu. Jadi dia memang orang yang benar-benar mengambil kesempatannya untuk bisa menikah dengan Khadijah pada waktu itu.
Even Muhammad, he confirmed in his Quran, in 2 verses at least, that the Quran is his own words. Chapter 69, verse number 40, and chapter 81, verse number 19. It says, and I will show it in the Indonesian language, it says, this Quran is nothing but a message of a messenger. And now I see in the Indonesian translation, they are adding between 2 brackets Allah. But the Quran says, إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلُ رَسُولٍ كَرِيمٍ. It is nothing but the statement of honorable messenger. So the Quran is a messenger,
The word of
messenger
Muhammad.
words. And the same we will find in chapter 81, verse number 19. It says here that this is the Quran, what he is saying. This is the statement of an honorable messenger. Now, if the Muslim they say this is Jibreel, that will be more horrible, because Jibreel, this is not the word of Jibreel, because Jibreel is just a delivery guy. So the Arabic here showing you that Muhammad is now making poo-poo. So he said, like he got himself busted. And this is the words of an honorable messengers. Because if the Quran is coming from Allah, this is not the words of Jibreel. If the Quran is coming from Muhammad, then this is not the word of Allah.
Of Allah.
If the word coming from Jibreel, then it's not from Allah too. So that means the Quran either is coming from Jibreel or from Muhammad. And the Quran confirm. You can translate this and we continue.
Iya, jadi ada dua ayat sendiri di dalam Quran yang menyatakan bahwa Quran ini adalah perkataan Rasul, bukan perkataan Allah, yaitu Quran surah 81 ayat 19 dan Quran surah 69 ayat 40. Anda lihat di situ ya, ini seakan-akan Muhammad ini tertangkap basah. Dikatakan itu sesungguhnya Al-Quran itu adalah perkataan utusan yang mulia, tapi dalam kurung di situ Jibril. Jadi mesti pilih, ini perkataan Jibril. Kalau memang Quran ini perkataan Jibril, ya nggak mungkin, karena Jibril kan cuma menyampaikan pesan saja, harusnya ini perkataan daripada Allah. Tetapi kalau misalnya ini perkataan Muhammad, juga berarti ini bukan perkataan Allah, teman-teman. Jadi dua ayat ini, surah 81 ayat 19 dan surah 69 ayat 40, menunjukkan bahwa Quran ini hanyalah perkataan daripada utusan.
And not only that, when the Muslims always they say that Jibreel sent by Allah, correct?
Yeah.
But the Quran say this cannot be true. The Quran said that if they were angels live in earth, then Allah will send angels as messengers. So angels will not be sent unless the people of the earth are angel only. All right. So if we go in the Quran in chapter Al-Isra 17 verse number 95, it says literally, and let us see what the Indonesian translation is saying. Chapter 17 verse number 95, it says here, say, if in the earth there was angels walking and they are comfortable, like they are fine, then we will send to them an angel as a Rasul, as a messenger. So what the Quran confirm, that Allah will never send an angel as a Rasul unless the one who live in the earth are angels. So how Jibreel became a Rasul?
So this is a contradiction.
This is a contradiction, and this is stupid too. This is why I'm saying Muhammad is a fool.
Jadi Quran surah 17 ayat 95, teman-teman, kan kita sering mendengar Muslim berkata bahwa dia mengutus malaikatnya Jibril, gitu kan, menjadi utusan untuk menyampaikan Quran kepada Muhammad. Tapi kalau kita melihat di Quran surah 17 ayat 95 dikatakan, kalau seandainya ada malaikat-malaikat yang berjalan-jalan di muka bumi, misalnya kami akan turunkan dari langit kepada mereka seorang malaikat menjadi rasul. Jadi nggak mungkin seorang malaikat itu Jibril menjadi utusan bagi Allah untuk memberikan Quran kepada Muhammad. Ya, jadi ini adalah pernyataan yang bodoh dan merupakan kontradiksi ya di dalam Islam. Ya, karena Allah mengatakan kami nggak akan mengutus malaikat karena nggak ada malaikat yang ada di bumi. Jadi kami nggak akan mengutus malaikat sebagai rasul. Tapi Muslim selalu mengatakan bahwa dia mengutus Jibril sebagai utusannya. So this is a very very clear contradiction in the Quran. That's very stupid. First.
Not only that, this is contradict everything in the Quran, because isn't it Allah, He sent His spirit and appear as a full man, and the Muslim they say this is Jibreel. Isn't it the Quran says that Allah He sent angels to Muhammad and sent angels to every, I mean there's many stories. So but the Quran saying now Allah will never send an angel as a messenger, but Jibreel is a messenger.
Yeah.
Because he is delivering the message of Allah to Muhammad. So this is why we as an Arab Christians, we laugh at Islam, but those naive ones in Indonesia, they don't know Arabic. and they get those ustaz like Ustaz Samud and those scam. They speak to
Abu
Arabic
Samud.
words and they get their money, $5,000 to make a speech for 2 hours. If they are
One
really
speech,
men
yeah,
of God, they
$5.
would do it for free. Like, here we go, I'm here for free. Did you pay
Yeah.
me? No. Did
No.
anyone pay me? No. So they are a scam like their prophet, and the Quran confirmed that Islam is a fraud.
Ya, ya. Jadi ini kontradiksi besar ya di dalam Islam karena mereka mengatakan Jibril ini utusan Allah. Padahal kalau sesuai dengan surah 17 ayat 95, Allah tidak mungkin mengutus seorang malaikat menjadi rasul. Ya. Dan ini adalah suatu penipuan yang besar. Jadi makanya Kristen Priest mengatakan kami orang Arab Kristen ketika membaca Quran kami ini tertawa. Jadi Quran ini jadi bahan tertawaan. Tapi bagi orang-orang Indonesia, karena orang Indonesia ini nggak tahu bahasa Arab, jadi mereka ini ditipu ya dengan ustadz-ustadz yang ngaku-ngaku bisa bahasa Arab seperti Abdul Samud, kemudian Ustadz Khalid Basalamah dan sebagainya. Mereka pokoknya bisa bahasa Arab sedikit saja, orang Indonesia sudah langsung terpesona. Gitu, padahal mereka nggak tahu artinya. Yeah, when I talk to Muslims and we debate and discuss with the Muslims, 85% of Indonesians, they don't know Arabic. They're just reciting Quran in Arabic, but they don't know what it means. That's very true.
In fact, if you ask them what even Jibril mean, they don't know. What,
They don't know.
Even
What
Muhammad do
angel
not know.
mean, they don't know.
And not only that,
Yeah,
you
what
see,
angel
we
mean,
say that they say that the name of their God is what? Is Allah, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So why the name of Jibril is not connected to Allah? Because Jibril is the Aramaic word of God. So you will notice that all the names of the angels, even Israel, Mikael, all those has nothing to do with Allah. If this is the most important name for Allah, I mean, why Jibril should be Jibril Allah? Why El? So
Jibril.
yeah, Jibril, yeah, exactly, because you see, El is not one of the 99 names of Allah names, correct?
Yeah.
So we don't see El in the 99 names, but as you see, Israel, Mikael, Gabriel,
Yahya, Zechariah, and Isa, like they don't know what it means. But
no, it's not about they don't know. No, it's not about they know. I want to focus with me. I'm saying that the end of the word is El. El.
The end of the word is El, right?
Like when you say Emmanuel, Israel, Mikael.
Israel, yeah.
So this is the God which those angels belong to, not Allah. If El is one of the names of Allah or the word used by Allah, then it should be appeared in the Quran as a word by itself, and it should appear clearly in the 99 names of Allah. So because Muhammad is a foolish man, he do not know that this is not a word. Gabriel is not a word, it's a sentence.
Yes.
So Muhammad, he took it, he put it in his Quran, and by doing that, he got himself busted.
Iya, he got himself busted. Ya, jadi tadi Stevie mengatakan ya, misalnya nih kalau kata Jibril itu di dalam bahasa Arab mereka nggak tahu artinya, tapi dalam bahasa Ibrani jelas ya, Gabriel, akhiran L, misalnya Immanuel, Mikael, itu Israel, itu punya arti dan ini artinya milik Allah ya, karena L. Tapi kalau kita lihat dari 99 nama Allah itu nggak ada satupun yang namanya L. Padahal semua nama-nama malaikat tersebut adalah berakhiran L yang artinya milik daripada sang L ya. Nah ini jadi sangat aneh sekali dan dengan hanya mengambil nama-nama itu tanpa mengetahui artinya, maka Muhammad ini tertangkap basah ya, dia nabi palsu, dia nggak tahu artinya. Ya.
And then you will see that Muhammad, he came with the new angels as an example, Harut and Marut, and those are coming from the Armenian legions, that there is two angels sent by the God, by the gods, and to open Harry Potter school in the Babylon Tower. So Muhammad suddenly, he come with a new angel's name, and you notice that their name is not ending with El, right?
Harut, Marut, yeah.
Harut and Marut, they don't have El at the end. Obviously, those have nothing to do with the God of the Christians or the Jews.
I always wonder where the name came from. Like, it's very strange. We never heard about.
Yeah, go ahead, translate.
Iya, jadi Muhammad itu datang dengan nama malaikat yang baru ya, Harut Marut yang membuka sekolah sihir di Babilonia. Dan ini berasal dari legenda Armenia. Jadi dongeng-dongeng Armenia yang dimasukkan sehingga ini menjadi nama satu malaikat baru yang namanya tidak berkaitan dengan L, ya. Seperti dalam Alkitab melainkan Harut dan Marut. What about Munkar and Nankir, brother? And
Yeah,
like
no, those
other
are
angels?
different now. That is not to mix, but just to show you the point that Muhammad now he is inserting even things angels have nothing to do with the Christianity or Judaism, because he is just a person. He hears stories and he put them in the Quran. He heard somebody saying that the one who
It's a
taught
legend.
magic,
It's a legend from Armenian.
exactly, and it was very well known, like it's spread all over. So any story Muhammad, he he put it in the Quran. So he hear the story of the seven sleepers, he put it in the Quran. Alexander the Great, he put it in the Quran. The flying carpet from the Jews of Solomon, this is a legend, this is fiction story, he put it in the Quran. Go translate.
Iya, jadi cerita tentang malaikat Harut Marut ini ada di dalam dongeng Armenia yang sangat terkenal tersebar pada waktu itu. Jadi Muhammad nggak tahu ya, ini nggak ada hubungannya dengan di dalam Alkitab ya. Di Alkitab tidak mengenal Harut dan Marut ini. Jadi dia memasukkan ini menjadi satu cerita dimasukkan dalam Quran. Jadi dia dengar dongeng misalnya Sulaiman punya karpet terbang. Ini cuma legenda cerita fiksi dimasukkan juga di dalam Quran. Dia dengar dongeng tentang 7 orang yang tertidur di dalam gua dimasukkan di dalam Quran. Dia dengar dongeng tentang Alexander Agung, dia masukkan juga di dalam Quran. Dan ini semua cerita-cerita dongeng dan legenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Muhammad, always, even the Arab, they notice that he is a person who hears something, he take it, he put it in the Quran, and then he claimed that it's coming from his God. Like when the Jews, they asked him, they were making fun of him. They said to him, tell us about Prophet Alexander Zulqarnain. Muhammad, he took what they say for granted, and he added to the Quran. That said, he is a prophet. If you go in chapter 9, verse number 61, it says that Muhammad is an ear. Chapter 9, verse number 61.
Chapter 9, 61, okay.
He is an ear. Why they called him ear? Because an ear, it hear but don't understand, and whatever it hear, he take it.
Iya. Jadi Muhammad itu dengar-dengar dongeng, dengar-dengar cerita dari mana-mana, kemudian dia kumpulkan masuk dalam Quran. Contohnya ada yang tanya tentang dia, coba ceritakan kami tentang Zulkarnain. Lalu Muhammad ngambil itu dan cerita tentang Alexander the Great ini masuk di dalam Quran, teman-teman. Jadi di surah 9, surat At-Taubah ayat 61, Muhammad ini disebut orang yang suka dengar, jadi penguping gitu ya. Dia disebut juga penguping karena apa? Dia sering dengar-dengar cerita, teman-teman. But it doesn't say that in Indonesian translation.
It doesn't say that he is ear?
No, it doesn't say that.
It should be here in the beginning. I see here it says, the Antara, America, orange. This is the one I know very much. Orange.
Di antara mereka means between them. That's munafik, I don't know, hypocrite.
So they didn't say ear.
Didn't say ear. There's someone who heard the prophet.
Let us say, someone somebody has heard the prophet.
Yeah, prophet trusts everything that he hears.
See?
Yeah, the prophet trusts everything that he hears.
Yeah, so now they are like, trying to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah, I changed a different translation to see if that will work. I don't know.
It's good. I can see it.
So they called him, the people, they noticed that this guy is a potato. I mean, whatever you say to him, he put it in the,
Jadi Muhammad itu selalu mempercayai apa yang dia dengar ya. Jadi dia tukang mendengar, tukang kuping. Jadi dia tuh suka dengar cerita. Di surah 9 ayat 1 ini, Muhammad disebut kalau dia dengar cerita dia percaya. Dia percaya apa? So he trusts everything that he hears without knowing that is it a fables, is it a fact, because he's illiterate, right?
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, even when they ask him a question, because he is ignorant and he is a false prophet, he tried to be smart, supposedly, but then we laugh at what he said. As an example, when they come to him to ask him about the 7 sleepers, they ask him how many? 7 sleepers.
7 sleepers.
Yeah. They ask him in chapter 18, verse number 22, how many those sleepers are, Are they 3, 4, 5? I mean, the story,
He doesn't know.
the name of the story, it says 7 sleepers, so he should say 7 right away. But because he's stupid and he was afraid, if he says 7, then he might be wrong. He's not sure, So he said, as you see in the screen, Nati ada orang or young akan, So my Indonesian
Nanti
is being
akan
good,
ada
right?
orang-orang yang
Yeah.
akan.
So some they say they are 3 and their dog is number 4, which is wrong in Arabic, because you cannot say the dog is number 4 because the dog is not a
Yeah.
human, you don't count the dog as number 4. And then some they say they are 5 and they are, their dog is number 6. Some they say they are 7 and their dog is number 8. Say Allah knows best what their number. So what is the answer?
This is so cool.
And not only that, the problem, this is Allah talking, not Muhammad supposedly. So Allah cannot tell us the number. I mean, what is the big deal? Just say the number.
Yeah.
Translate.
Oke, jadi ketika ditanya berapa orang sih yang tertidur di dalam gua, ya jadi ada 7 orang tertidur di dalam gua. Judulnya aja 7 orang gitu, tapi Muhammad tuh nggak bisa memastikan dengan baik jumlahnya berapa, 7 atau berapa, dia takut salah. Bahkan ini di surah Kahf ya, di surah 18 ayat 22 ini dikatakan, ada yang mengatakan jumlahnya 3 orang dan yang keempat adalah anjingnya. Kan nggak mungkin ya anjing ini dimasukkan dalam jumlah orang, dia kan binatang gitu ya. Bahkan ada yang mengatakan jumlahnya 5, anjingnya yang ke-6. Ada yang mengatakan jumlahnya berapa tuh? 7, anjingnya yang ke-8. Jadi kalau ini Allah yang berbicara, otomatis Allah tuh harus tahu dengan pasti dong jumlahnya berapa. Tapi di ayat ini Allah itu nggak tahu gitu loh jumlahnya itu berapa. So it's very funny. Yeah, we discuss about it also, brother.
And by the way, if anyone don't understand what you are saying, I can translate better than you. Like it says orang yang akan, it's very clear, very clear. Like Nati, Ada, and when you see the Muslims add in 2 brackets, that means there's a lot of lies will go through.
There will be people who say that their numbers are 3 and their dogs is the 4th. And other people say they are 5 and their dog is number 6 as a guess.
Yeah,
so they're guessing.
Yeah, but no, this is Allah talking now. Okay, so what's the point of this?
Yeah.
And why you are repeating even the question? Isn't it stupid? Like you say to me, okay, Christian Prince, how many they are? I say some. They say like we know that there was the answer. So until now we do not know the number, and not only that, Muhammad aka Allah, he go more stupid. He says that only Allah know their number, and some people they know. So that's not only Allah. So what is the number? And this is additional proof that the one who made the Quran have a low IQ. He's stupid. He don't even he don't have the intelligence of 6 years old boy.
Jadi yang nulis Quran ini tuh IQ-nya sangat rendah ya. Bahkan dia itu hanya mempunyai IQ rata-rata seperti anak umur 6 tahun ya. Karena kalau Allah yang berkata begini, itu sama aja kenapa dia harus mengulang lagi perkataan manusia ya. Oh, beberapa orang mengatakan jumlahnya 3, anjingnya yang ke-4, jumlahnya 5, anjingnya yang ke-6, jumlahnya 7, anjingnya yang ke-8. Kenapa harus diulang? Kenapa Allah nggak tahu dengan pasti jumlahnya berapa? Kalau benar-benar ayat ini yang mengatakan adalah Allah itu sendiri. Jadi yang mengarang Quran ini memang benar-benar IQ-nya sangat-sangat rendah gitu ya.
Okay. So what the second part you said? The second part?
Is the Muslim worship Muhammad as God?
Well, the Muslim, they say that they are monotheist, right?
Yeah.
And monotheist mean worshiping one God, not a man. But this is what it says. Like Islam is like when you buy an insurance, they say to you it's covered, and then they give you like 100 pages in small letters, and all those 100 pages saying you are not covered. So Muhammad supposedly is a servant and a slave of Allah. But Muhammad, he made it so clear. Like today, someone, he called me and I showed him the hadith where it says that Muhammad will sit with Allah on his throne. So if Muhammad is a prophet, why he will sit with Allah on his throne? He said because Allah like him, which is a very stupid answer to say. Because the throne is the throne of God, nobody can sit on it unless he is God. And why he want to sit there, there's no answer. But there is translate this one, and I will show a different hadith.
Iya, jadi pertanyaannya adalah apakah Muslim menyembah Muhammad sebagai Allah ya, sebagai Tuhan? Dan mereka akan mengatakan, oh enggak, Muhammad itu cuma sekedar utusan dan sebagainya. Tapi kalau kita melihat ayat-ayat di dalam Quran dengan jelas ya, Muhammad mengangkat dirinya sendiri di dalam posisi Allah. Bahkan ada orang yang tadi telepon kepada CP dan dikasih hadis ya, yang mengatakan bahwa Muhammad itu nanti akan didudukan di tahtanya Allah. Ya, jadi siapa yang duduk di tahta Allah? Kenapa Allah harus mendudukan Muhammad di atas tahtanya sendiri kalau dia bukan diangkat ke level Allah itu sendiri?
There
So,
is
but in the Quran, Muhammad says like, if you obey me, you obey God.
exactly, we will
So,
go there just step by step. There's a hadith where Muhammad he claimed saying that Allah told him, if not you, Muhammad, I did not create the creation. I posted the link already in YouTube. Maybe you can post it to your Zoom. I'm not sure if you can do that. I can post it for you too in the chat. So, if not you, Muhammad, Allah did not create the universe. And then the Muslim, they elaborate more, and they give you that Allah, he said, if not you, Muhammad, I created no the trees, the moon, the sun, everything, if not you. Even Adam, even Isa, even the chair, everything created, you know, was created for the sake of Allah. And there is different website, I can post it too, give me a second. There's many websites about this story, about Muhammad.
jadi,
Here we go, let me post
jadi
this
ada,
one for you.
okay,
Even
ada hadis
Isa,
seperti
even
itu.
Isa himself was created for Muhammad. Adam was created for Muhammad. Moses, everybody, you know, everybody, every single human being, even the angels, even the chair of Allah, even it says there, Allah, he created the throne just for the sake of Muhammad so he can write his name on it, you know. So if the Muslim, they believe in Allah, what this is all is about, the whole universe exists because of Muhammad. Who is Muhammad? And now you will notice that Allah is a servant of Muhammad. You know, if you say to me, oh, I did not cook this food except for you, that means I am the important, not the cook. The cook is just a cook,
Yeah,
you know. So
yeah.
everything Allah, the question here says, is it really, what is the answer of the ulama, which mean the scholars, about if not you, prophet, Allah said, I will not create the creation. They said, indeed, the prophet of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even they pray on him, Allah, he pray on him, is the reason to creation of Adam alayhi salam and the universe. If the prophet of Allah were not in existence, then the arsh, the chair, the lawh, the qalam, which is the equipment of Allah, the chair of Allah, the throne of Allah, the pen of Allah, the tablet of Allah, the sky, the earth, the heaven, the hell, the trees, the stones, and all over creatures would not exist. So if this is
Muhammad.
not worshiping a man, so what is worshiping a man?
Oke, jadi ada hadis yang mengatakan bahwa segala sesuatu diciptakan Allah itu untuk Muhammad, ya. Bahkan semua ciptaan, misalnya langit, bumi, pena, bahkan Isa dan para nabi pun diciptakan untuk Muhammad. Jadi Muhammad itu kursi ya, arsyinya Allah dan sebagainya, lauh mahfuz, kalamnya Allah dan sebagainya, langit dan bumi, surga dan bumi, pohon-pohonan dan semua batu-batuan dan semua ciptaan itu diciptakan fokusnya karena Muhammad, teman-teman. Jadi kalau Muhammad ini bukan Allah, siapa lagi, ya? Jadi sentra atau pusat pemberitaannya ini Muhammad ternyata, teman-teman. Mereka menyembah Muhammad.
Not only that, you know, you remember that in the Bible it says that everything created for him and by him.
For Jesus, right?
Yeah. And here Muhammad, this is why
Yeah.
we say Muhammad is the devil. He is trying to replace Jesus.
Oh, oke, I see. Ya. Ya, jadi kalau di dalam Alkitab itu kan dikatakan segala sesuatu diciptakan bagi dia dan untuk dia, bagi Yesus, ya, bagi anak Allah. Tetapi di sini Muhammad mencoba mengkopinya dan mengambil tempat Yesus ini bagi dirinya sendiri, dan dikatakan bahwa segala alam semesta ini diciptakan hanya bagi Muhammad, teman-teman. Masya Allah.
Yeah, smash
Okay,
Allah.
brother.
So, and if you go in the Quran, continue smashing Allah, we will find it says, وَمَنْ يُطِعَ الرَّسُولِ فَقَدْ أَطَاعَ اللَّهِ. Whoever obey Muhammad, he obey Allah. So who is Muhammad?
Yeah.
We should say
Yeah,
the opposite. We should say whoever obey Allah, he obey the messenger. No. Because isn't it that what Allah want is what Muhammad want? Which one is more important?
We must obey the word of God, not the prophet.
Yeah, but here you notice I don't have a problem with obeying the prophet, you know, but here is
Mhm.
saying whoever obey the prophet, he obey Allah, which means whatever
Obey
he give
Allah.
you, you know, blindly, he is obeying
Hmm.
Allah. So Muhammad here, he
Blindly.
placed himself as God on earth, and he is the
Mhm.
one who everybody have to obey him and nobody need to question. But then, is Muhammad a man? He make mistakes? The Muslim, they will
Yeah.
say, he make mistakes in normal things, but not in religion, which is false. This is why we have a chapter, as an example, it's called a chapter of At-Tahrim, where Allah supposedly told him, why you are doing that, Muhammad? You forbid things which is not, you know, lawful for you to forbid. Go ahead, translate.
Hmm. Iya. Jadi kita seharusnya nggak boleh mengatakan ya barang siapa mentaati Rasul dia sesungguhnya telah mentaati Allah. Jadi di sini tuh mereka harus mentaati Muhammad secara buta ya teman-teman ya. Jadi tanpa bertanya. Jadi pokoknya apapun yang dikatakan oleh Muhammad mereka harus mentaatinya. Tapi kalau kita katakan apakah Muhammad pernah membuat salah, mereka mengatakan bahwa Muhammad membuat salah dalam hal-hal kecil, tapi dalam soal agama dia tidak pernah berbuat salah. Tapi hal ini keliru. Kalau kita lihat surah 66, surah At-Tahrim, ayat 1 dikatakan di situ Muhammad itu pernah mengharamkan apa yang dihalalkan oleh Allah ya dan sebaliknya. Jadi Muhammad pernah berbuat kesalahan di situ.
In fact, you know, if you want, if you can bring me any of those ustad from Indonesia, I challenge them all together if they are men enough to debate me, and you can be the translator, or they can bring their own translator. But you will notice that those are a bunch of businessmen like Muhammad. They will debate someone who live in Indonesia, because if you live in Indonesia, you cannot speak freely. And if you do, they will put you in jail. And at the same time, they will debate someone who do not know much about Islam. So I will take opportunity to all Indonesian who's watching this. If you have one ustad, he is not a potato. He is a man. I challenge him. I will give him equal time. Actually, when he speak, I will give him twice time more than me. If he dare to debate me, any of them. I know that they have tons of ustads because now it's a big business. Anyone he call himself ustad, he make a lot of money and he get 4 wives and 4 cars. But they will not dare to do so because they knew if they do so, they will lose all their audience. Translate.
Ya, jadi CP mengambil kesempatan ini untuk membuka debat ya bagi ustadz-ustadz yang nggak potato ya. Jadi memang benar-benar bisa bahasa yang mengerti dengan baik Islam dan Quran untuk berdebat dengan dia dan menggunakan referensi-referensi dan akan diberikan waktu yang sama. Bahkan CP mengatakan akan diberikan 2 kali lipat. Kamu boleh bicara dan kamu boleh juga membawa penerjemahmu sendiri, ya. Dan supaya kalau mereka berdebat ya karena ini sekarang ini merupakan bisnis yang besar, ladang yang besar agama ini di Indonesia. Mereka dibayar besar. Misalnya Abdul Somad itu dibayar puluhan juta ya sekali bicara dalam waktu 2 jam. Nah, jadi silahkan ustadz-ustadz ini datang dan kita akan atur untuk berdebat. Nah, itu ada fotonya ya. Ya, there are some big ustadz there like Abdul Somad, like Khalid Basalama, Adi Hidayat ya. Ustadz-ustadz di Indonesia silahkan berdebat. Anda boleh bahasa Arab atau Anda bisa membawa penerjemah sendiri atau Anda bisa membawa penerjemah dalam bahasa Inggris juga. Ya, dan silakan Anda datang untuk bisa mempertahankan iman kalian. Karena kalau kalian berdebat di Indonesia, kalian akan dipenjara kalau membuka expose Quran dan Islam seperti yang dilakukan oleh CP. Kalau Anda ada di Indonesia sekarang ini, maka Anda bisa dipenjara ya teman-teman. Udah banyak teman-teman apologet kita yang dimasuk penjara karena mengekspos Islam dan Muhammad. Ya, tapi silahkan Anda boleh datang ke sini dan kita akan atur debat Anda dengan Christian Prince. Okay. So do you think we know that Muhammad did not get any revelation? So do you think Muhammad received many books in Hebrew and Syriac? So that's where he get his Quran.
Well, Muhammad, as an example, there is a person. His name is Zayd ibn Thabit, ibn al-Dhahhak al-Ansari. It says that the prophet he ordered them, or ordered this man, to go and learn Syriac, because there is a books he is receiving, you know.
That's true.
Yeah. So and this is why Muhammad, he don't really he cannot claim anything. It's coming really. I mean, why you want to go and send somebody to learn it? And if you are receiving from Allah and Allah is your teacher, you know, do you have any teachers? And the Arab, they accuse Muhammad that he is stealing from other people. This is why you will see the Quran said that this is, they accuse him that he is taken specifically from 2 Assyrian slaves, Assyrian, who they speak Aramaic. So
in the Quran.
Yeah, in the Quran. So the Quran, in order to prove that this is not from them, so Allah, he said, well, you know what? In chapter 16, verse number 103, it says, if you read, the chapter of the bees. And here you ask yourself, I mean, the chapter of the bees, and now we are talking about what? I mean, the name of the chapter have nothing to do with the topic.
What?
So it says here, they say to him, we knew that he is, that somebody is teaching him. But if you go and read the books, you will find that they knew the body, even they named him. But, and he answered them, says, oh, how they are teaching me, but they don't speak a perfect Arabic. Those are slaves, they have broken Arabic. And he is saying, but, and this is a book, is a clear Arab tongue. But this is a stupid answer too. Why? Because I can listen to you. Now I'm talking, you are talking to me in English, right? But you are teaching in Indonesian. So if I have a broken English, that will not affect your good Indonesian, even though you are not saying orange or not, which I don't like, you know, you should put more of it. So it's a very stupid answer, you know, because he should explain, okay, you know what, from now on, I will not sit with them. From now on, I will, because they keep seeing him with them, you know. So what he said, oh, this is the Quran, is a pure Arabic, which is not true. Arabic, the Quran is not true. Even the word Quran is not an Arabic language. Quran itself is an Aramaic word. Qarra wara'a. So Muhammad, he is being a fool. He been accused. So how he answered them? He said, oh, they have a broken Arabic. Look at the Quran. It's not a broken Arabic. But this is a stupid answer, because you are an Arab, they are not, but they speak Arabic, but the Arabic is broken, but you are learning from them. You take the idea and you make a story about it.
Jadi di Quran surah 16, ini surah lebah ya, tapi nggak ada hubungannya antara isi surah dengan isinya ya, antara judul surah dengan isinya. Ini ayat 103 dikatakan Muhammad itu dituduh mengambil Quran bacaan dari 2 orang budak, teman-teman, dalam bahasa Aramaik ya. Jadi membacakan dia, kemudian dituduh bahwa Quran ini diajarkan manusia kepada Muhammad. Jadi dikatakan ini sesungguhnya Al-Quran itu diajarkan oleh seorang manusia kepada Muhammad. Nah, tapi bagaimana caranya Muhammad membantahnya? Muhammad mengatakan, oh nggak betul. Karena orang-orang tersebut itu bahasanya bahasa ajam, bahasa asing gitu ya. Sedangkan Quran ini adalah dalam bahasa Arab yang jelas. Padahal itu nggak betul ya. Jadi Quran itu tidak murni bahasa Arab. Bahkan kata Quran dari kata karawara'a itu bukanlah bahasa Arab, teman-teman. So Quran is not an Arabic word. It's an Aramaic word.
Yes. Somebody in the chat is asking, I will answer him and we continue. He said, explain to us why the word Allah appear in many translations, like in Arabic translation or Malaysian or Indonesian. Actually, you just answered yourself, because you will notice that those translations appear only in countries controlled by Muslims. The second you pass 1 meter out, you know, you don't have this translation. So, and this is telling us why. So the Muslim, they occupy the land through hundreds of years, 1400 years of occupation of ISIS. So they been forced to use certain word. Otherwise, they are killing them anyway. But they are killing them severely if they didn't say the name of Allah. So, and this is wrong. We should not use it. This is false. I will never pray to Allah, and Allah is not my God. So this is a false translation. Any Christian is using a Bible. In the translation, it says Allah, he should take it and replace it with the word Lord, or Yahweh, or Elohim, depend in the sentence. Don't ever use the word Allah. I hope I answer you. Go ahead.
Ya, jadi kenapa sih katanya ada pertanyaannya di chat ya, CP menjawab bahwa kenapa digunakan kata Allah ya di dalam Quran bahasa Arabik maupun bahasa Indonesia dan Malaysia. Karena ini negara yang dikontrol oleh Islam, teman-teman. Jadi dipaksakan menggunakan bahasa istilah Allah ini. Tetapi CP mengatakan aku tidak akan pernah berdoa kepada Allah ya, karena itu bukan Tuhanku. Jadi boleh diganti dengan Elohim, dengan Yodevave ataupun Lord ya, atau Tuhan. Seperti itu. Okay.
All right, what the other question?
The last, the last question, brother, for you, so we can have interaction. Do you accept Muslims to ask you questions?
Oh, I would love to.
Or not?
Sure.
You would love to. Okay. So we will see if there's any Muslims would like to ask you. I'm still confused. I'm still wondering, how did the Quran compiled? Why Quran is in chronological orders? So when I read the Quran, it's like a mess. It's like a puzzle. Even Muslims said to me, he said like, Miss Sophie, Quran is a puzzle. So whoever you get the, hidayah, or like, what is hidayah in English?
Guidance.
Guidance, yeah, guidance in when you have a guidance of God, you can like put the puzzle together. Because when I read the Quran, I'm very confusing.
Okay.
And I read Surah Al-Baqarah, the chapter. It's like very confusing.
You want to
All
translate
the
your
prophet
question to
names.
them? I mean, to tell them what you were saying?
Oh, oke. Ya, jadi aku bertanya kepada Christian Prince ya, bagaimana caranya Quran ini disusun? Kenapa Quran ini sangat tidak tersusun dengan rapi dan urut? Bahkan Muslim itu berkata kepada saya ketika saya berdebat dengan mereka, Quran ini seperti sebuah puzzle, dan dia mengatakan kalau kamu dapat hidayah, kamu bisa menyusun puzzle ini. Jadi kamu bisa ngerti apa artinya Quran. Karena ketika membaca Quran, misalnya surah Al-Baqarah ya, surah 2, semua nama nabi ada di situ, teman-teman, dan kita pusing karena tidak urut, dan this is like a mess, very unchronological, unlike the Bible.
Yeah. Okay, let me answer you.
Yeah.
So when they say that if you are a guided person, you will understand. Tell them, do you? Do you?
They don't understand too.
They
like
don't.
I'm asking them about
Not a
Surah,
single one of them.
chapter 100.
Anything. They don't understand anything. Any chapter. Just that you said there is Muslim when I ask me a question, let them call me and you will see they don't understand. So this is a false statement, because even Muhammad himself, he don't understand. Muhammad, he said to them, don't ask me questions. Chapter 5, verse 101. Ask not questions. Verse number 102, it says, why? Because they will leave Islam. So this is a false. And if the one who have a hidayah is the one who will know the answer, that is stupid. So how I will get the hidayah if I could not understand the meaning?
For example, brother, can I ask you about Surah 4, chapter 4, verse 65 or 64?
Chapter 4, verse number 65.
Surah 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, 60.
Okay. What about it?
Surah 4, verse 64.
64.
And we don't send,
okay.
we don't send any messenger,
Yeah.
except by the will of Allah. So who's talking here? Like I'm very confused. Like, if Allah is talking here, who is we?
You said 464?
Yeah, 464.
Yeah.
Like, who is we in this? Like, we don't know who's talking to who. Like, if this is Allah's work, then why he said that we here send the Rasul, but by the permission of Allah. It's like permission of another God.
Yeah.
Like, he's talking again the third person.
Yeah, all the Muslims, they say, Allah, he always speak in this way, and he speak about himself as a third person or second person. But this is very stupid. Obviously, Muhammad he forget to switch. Muhammad, he have a switch, but it doesn't work. So he forget that the one is talking supposedly is Allah. So he should say,
Yeah, the one talking to Allah.
I never sent any messenger except to do this, But he forget always to. But this is
By
not really.
my permission.
Yeah. But this is not a big deal, actually. There's more horrible things. But translate, and I will show you another one.
Ya, jadi aku bertanya kenapa di surah 4 ayat 4 ini kami, yang katanya ini perkataan Allah, kami tidak mengutus seorang rasul, melainkan untuk ditaati, tapi dengan seizin Allah. Jadi kayak seperti semacam orang ketiga. Siapa yang berkata-kata di sini? Gitu. Like even in surah Al-Anbiya, brother, chapter 21, verse 112, Muhammad saying, so I asked Muslim, how can the word of Muhammad became first in the Quran? Like he said, like Quran is the word of God, but how can the word of Muhammad became Quran in Surah Al-Anbiya, right?
Yeah. Well, that mentioned at least twice in the Quran that this is the statement of Muhammad. But if you go, just to show you how the Quran can be really awkward and stupid, I don't know if the translation there is saying that Muhammad have a sin. This is chapter 48, verse number 2. Does it say the word sin in the translation?
No, it's just Allah will forgive you. Oh yeah, of any of your sin, right? Yeah.
It says sin.
Yeah, the word
But
sin.
look, it says,
Dosamu.
in Arabic it says, لِيَغْفِرَ لَكَ اللَّهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِكَ وَمَا تَأَخَّرَ. Maybe Allah will
May
forgive
Allah,
you.
yeah.
So if the one
Yeah.
is talking is Allah, Allah is not sure he will forgive or not. Don't Allah knew the future?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. This is very
So this
confusing.
is a
Jadi
prayer,
kalau
obviously. This is a prayer, can be accepted as a prayer. Muhammad making a statement saying, may Allah forgive my sin. But it cannot be Allah saying, may Allah forgive your sin.
Iya. Jadi di ayat ini kita nggak tahu juga ini yang ngomong siapa ya. Ini harusnya doa seorang manusia. Karena kalau Allah yang berkata di sini, mengapa Allah berkata supaya Allah? Jadi kalau Allah yang berkata di sini, mengapa Allah berkata supaya Allah memberi ampunan kepadamu terhadap dosamu yang telah lalu. Jadi ini aneh ya. Ini harusnya doa dari Muhammad kepada Allah yang supaya Allah bisa mengampuni dosanya dia gitu. Jadi kalau perkataan Allah nggak mungkin pakai kata supaya Allah memberi ampunan ya. Jadi ini sangat-sangat lucu sekali. Yeah, it's grammatically I cannot accept this. That this is the word of God. This is the word of man, obviously.
All the Quran is like that, actually. And the Quran,
Mm.
like here,
He
as an
is
example.
like
And it is he who
it is
do
he,
it. He
yeah.
who, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It should be it is I, right? I will forgive your sin.
Yeah, and when Allah he say we, the Muslim they say this is like speaking like a king. But that means Allah he feel not good if we call him one. He like to be we. Because what make Allah feel pleasant is to call himself we. Go translate.
Iya, jadi kadang-kadang kita nggak tahu ya siapa yang berbicara di situ. Muslim mengatakan we itu lah bicara seperti seorang majesty gitu ya, raja gitu. Tapi sebenarnya kita nggak tahu tuh siapa yang bicara di situ ya, di dalam Quran itu teman-teman ini benar-benar membingungkan ya. Padahal harusnya kami itu adalah Allah itu sendiri. Gitu. Okay. Let me ask them if there's any Muslims wants to, can they join you on Skype?
Sure.
Okay.
You speak English or Indonesian?
Okay. I don't know if they speak Indonesian. I have to translate it for them.
Okay.
Teman-teman yang ada di Zoom, kalau mau ada Muslim yang mau naik dari Indonesia, silahkan. Ada Muslim nggak mau naik dari Indonesia? They're very shy to talk to you.
He's very shy? Well, tell him he will never have kids.
Why?
Because he's very shy. If he can't talk to a man, how will you talk to a woman? I don't know.
Okay, is there any Muslim in the Zoom who wants to join Skype with Brother Kristen Harus? I'll translate it for you guys because lots of Indonesian, they say like, yeah, we want to debate with CP, but we don't speak English and they speak broken Arabic. So I don't know.
They can speak to you in Indonesian and translate, no problem. Let them give you the question. Let the person, he can leave a message in Skype if you want. You can play it and, we can translate. If you don't want to call.
Kalau ada, ya, kalau nggak mau telepon, boleh sekedar tanya saja. Ada nggak pertanyaan dari Muslim ke Siti? Nah itu Brother Phil sudah kasih linknya ya, Indonesian Abdul Siti Skype. Yeah, you can because they want to call you, but like they don't really speak Arabic and they don't speak English. They have a very, very
well. He can write the question then, if you want. He can write the question. Okay. You can say his name and tell me the question, and we will see.
Okay.
And let them focus. We are talking about Islam, so they don't mix things up to change the topic.
People in the chat say like I'm speaking very fast.
No. We are just joking. The only complaint people have, you are not saying too much orange because we like orange. We don't like apples. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, is there any Abduls from Indonesia who wants to ask CP lives?
Any ustaz? There's any ustaz in the bushes?
Yeah, I think there's one ustaz I debated with. I sent to you like his name is Wi-Fi Naja, but I don't know if he listened to us right now. Ustaz Wi-Fi Naja, he can speak Arabic. I think he can speak Arabic well. So, kalau Ustaz Wi-Fi Naja mau, atau Zuma yang katanya bisa bahasa Arab ya, any of you ustaz, they claim that there is no Arabic. So every time I debated with them, they say like, Sophia, you cannot speak Arabic. But I said like, are you sure you can speak Arabic?
How he is ustaz? How he is ustaz? I mean, ustaz mean a master. So like the ustads of Indonesia, they are master in karate, but they do not know martial art. Do you hear
Yeah,
me?
but when I told them, can you debate with like Brother Ahmed? Like yesterday, I live with Brother Ahmed about Allah put the foot on the other foot, so Allah has like a body part or something. Like we are live almost 2 hours with Brother Ahmed as Muslim, David Peter Brown. So it's very good because he's an Arabic speaker, but no one there to debate with Brother David in Arabic. But
Yeah.
every time a Muslim debate with me, they say like you don't know Arabic, Sophia. So even I debate about Allah praise, Yusaluna, and they refuted me because you don't know the Arabic. It's not Salah.
Well,
It's
they
not
cannot play this game with me. Let us see if they can call me and tell me what salah mean. Go ahead. You know, we
yeah.
invite, listen, Muslims, Indonesian Muslims. This is your opportunity to call your ustad. Tell them this is the time where you can call this guy. This guy is making tens of thousands of Muslims leave Islam. Call him now, and you can bring your translation with you. She don't need to translate for you. You can bring your translator, you know, and he translate, no problem.
Ya, silakan para ustadz-ustadz kalau Anda mau berdebat dalam bahasa Arab, Anda bisa bawa penerjemah Anda sendiri. Kita akan kasih waktu ya untuk debat 2 arah. Yang bisa bahasa Arab silakan. Dan kalau saya debat dengan Muslim, kadang-kadang mereka memakai kata yusaluna, jadi Allah pray ya, Allah berdoa, but mereka mengatakan, Sofia kamu nggak bisa bahasa Arab katanya. Walaupun saya tunjukkan bahwa kata salah itu artinya pray, but they just like maybe they don't get the idea that how can Allah pray? But it's in the hadith and it's in the
Okay,
Quran
what they
that
say to you? What they
Allah
say to
prays
you
for
when you say to
Muhammad.
them Allah?
They say Allah, oh no, it's not pray. Allah sending mercy as usual, sending
Wonderful.
barakah.
Even that will
Sending,
make the Quran more stupid, because if Allah, it says in the Quran, in the verse, Allah and His angels. So if Allah He send mercy, why Allah need the angels, you know, to do the same? Do angels send mercy? No. Only God give mercy. The verse says clearly, إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. So Allah and His angels, they do prayer on the Prophet. So if this is a sentence blessing, then Allah He blessed him already. There is no need for the angels, and there is no need for the believers, because if I'm blessed by God, who care about the rest? So the Quran is a stupid, silly book as usual, and those Abdul, when they try to defend it, they look silly.